Kirsten
Tulsi
Gillibrand. Oh, monstrous.
Monstrous?
Ideas.
I like her a lot.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I like talking to her.
Okay,
I like
okay.
talking to her. I don't know about...
I think she's like the mother lode of bad ideas.
All right, everyone, get ready. Because what you're about to witness is one of the harshest reality checks ever delivered on Joe Rogan's podcast. Imagine walking into the biggest podcast in the world, tossing out wild accusations, and not expecting to be called out. Sounds crazy, right? Well, that's exactly what happened when Bari Weiss tried to tarnish Tulsi Gabbard's reputation, only for Joe Rogan to shut her down on the spot. Let's be real, this has become a trend. Every time Tulsi challenges the establishment, they quickly try to label her as a Russian asset or a useful idiot.
Well, look, the facts are important, and we'll get to that. I want to start with something that I think is also important about facts, because recently on your show here...
I was just going to get to that.
Good. Helping you out.
You want me to ask you the question?
Because you and other people continue to spread these innuendos that have nothing to do with who I am. No, look, some of you have accused me of being a traitor to my country, a Russian asset, a Trojan horse, or a useful idiot, I think was the term that you used. Which basically means that I'm naive or lack intelligence to know what's going on.
They use that.
I want to let your viewers know exactly who I am.
All right.
Set the record straight.
Or, in Bari's case, an Assad puppet. But here's the issue. When Joe asked for actual evidence, Bari crumbled like a cheap lawn chair. Stick around, because this one is definitely worth watching until the end. So, Bari Weiss walks into the Joe Rogan Experience, clearly ready to sling some serious accusations at Tulsi Gabbard. But from the start, it's obvious she didn't do her homework. She starts tossing around buzzwords like Assad and labels Tulsi a puppet. But when Joe asks her what that even means, she suddenly has no idea. I think I pronounced that right, Jamie. Can you check what puppet means? Wait, what? So, you're calling someone a foreign dictator's puppet, but you don't even know what the term means? This is journalism now, and it gets worse. Joe, being Joe, follows up with the most basic question. What did she say that makes you think that? Bari has nothing, just vague mentions of Tulsi meeting with Assad and some stuff she read somewhere, but no real evidence. Joe immediately shuts it down, saying, maybe before we call someone a Assad puppet, we should actually know what they said. Boom. You could practically see her freeze up like it was the first time anyone challenged her to back up her claims. This isn't just about Bari Weiss. It's part of a bigger playbook the legacy media has used against Tulsi for years. Think about it. Hillary Clinton called her a Russian asset. The View labeled her a useful idiot. And now Bari Weiss is parroting the same talking points without even understanding them.
So who's in right now? So we have Kamala, Kirsten
Tulsi
Gillibrand. Oh, monstrous. Ideas.
Well, when she was 22, she had...
No, she's an Assad toady.
What does that mean?
She is
What's a toady?
I think that I used that word correctly. Jamie, can you check what toady means?
Like toeing the line? Is that what it means?
No, I think it's like a... Toadie.
What does that mean?
I think it means what I think it means.
There you go.
Toady. Definition of toadies. A person who flatters or defers to others for self-serving reasons.
A sycophant.
So she's an Assad sycophant. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's known about her.
Like, what did she say that
we have to look.
her?
I don't remember the details.
We probably should say that before we say that about her. We should probably read it rather.
Well, I have read it.
No, I mean we should right now.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Just so we know what she said.
Look up
I've had her
Tulsi
on
Gabbard.
Here before,
Look
and
up
I really enjoyed talking to her. I like her a lot.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I like talking to her.
Okay.
I like talking to her. I don't know about...
I think she's like the mother lode of bad ideas.
Whoa.
I'm pretty positive about that, especially on Assad. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't think I'm wrong.
There is a difference between opinion and fact. And there is, journalists, like people that are, work for the New York Times, they know how to fact check. Journalism students are taught you fact check 3 different sources.
Well, my take on her was that I think as a person who's coming from the left, who's also a veteran, and is very articulate and sensible and a woman. And in talking to her, we didn't get into Assad or any of those things, but talking to her about what she feels is wrong with the current administration and the way things are running and a direction she thinks things could go in. She had some very promising ideas. I didn't know about this. She reveals she met Assad in Syria without informing top Democrats.
I'm telling you,
She said she went on a fact-finding mission in support of peace for Syrian people, but characterized U.S.-backed rebels as terrorists.
It's classic propaganda. Repeat a lie loudly and frequently enough, and eventually people will start believing it. But here's the truth. Tulsi never endorsed Assad. She simply said that if we're serious about ending a war, we might actually need to talk to the people in charge. If meeting with a foreign leader automatically makes you their supporter, then everyone who met with Saddam Hussein before the Iraq War must have been a Saddam puppet too. And she's right. This is exactly why they can't stand her, because she exposes their hypocrisy. At one point, Joe asked Bari about another claim. Did Tulsi really support conversion therapy? Bari immediately responds, I think so. I'm pretty sure that's real. Hold up, you think so? You're on the biggest podcast in the world, smearing someone live, and your sources, I think. This is a problem with modern journalism. It's all about vibes, not facts. When Joe pushes her to back it up, Bari suddenly says, well, I can come back on later when I've had time to research it. Oh, now you need research? You had no problem smearing Tulsi on air, but when you're asked to prove it, it's suddenly, let's talk another time. Joe saw right through it. And so, did everyone watching.
Did she ever apologize for believing in conversion therapy?
I didn't even know she believed in conversion therapy.
Am I crazy?
Is that real?
I'm almost positive this is real. I think her father ran
when you say conversion therapy, you're talking about gay people.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I didn't know that. I never heard that. I did hear something about when she was very young. She was like 22. She had said something about gay marriage and civil unions that she apologized for and said that she evolved.
Yeah, hold on.
I can keep looking, but
I'm telling you,
I don't have enough time to research everything all at the same time.
I can come back on when I know more.
Okay, but we can do this another time.
Okay.
Here's the real reason the establishment keeps attacking Tulsi. She exposes just how fake their system is. She calls out the war profiteers.
I'm not making any predictions, but I think they've got their eye on somebody who's currently in the Democratic primary and are grooming her to be the third-party candidate. She's the favorite of the Russians. They have a bunch of, sites and bots and other ways of supporting her so far. And that's assuming Jill Stein will give it up, which she might not, because she's also a Russian asset.
That she has continued this legacy of being the world's police around the world, that has waged wars costing the lives of thousands of my brothers and sisters in uniform. I'm speaking out against that. And
What's your evidence to that?
She challenges corruption, and worst of all, she thinks for herself. That's why the legacy media is so desperate to smear her, because if people actually listen to what she says, they might start asking questions. Questions like, why does the media push for regime change wars? Why are they trying to silence anti-war voices? And why do they keep lying over and over again? That's exactly what Joe exposed here.
What has been said of you about Assad and your position on Assad that's just been an outright lie?
Virtually everything. I'll just tell you what happened. I went to Syria to meet with Syrian people, to hear for myself from them about what was happening there. While there, I was offered the invitation to meet with the president of Syria, and I took it because I think it's important for us to have the courage to meet with leaders, whether they be friends or adversaries or potential adversaries, if our focus is on national security and on peace. It is because of that and that meeting and my staunch opposition to regime change wars in Syria and in other countries that political opponents and others have chosen to try to smear me, my reputation, and my campaign, and to label me, as you said, she's a supporter of this dictator. Well, if that's true, then anyone who opposed the Iraq War is a Saddam Hussein lover.
Bari Weiss came in with an agenda, but the moment she was asked to actually back it up, her entire argument fell apart. This is why independent voices like Joe Rogan are so crucial right now. Because unlike legacy media, he actually asks questions. He doesn't blindly repeat talking points or push an agenda. He just wants the truth. And in a world where truth is dangerous, that makes him a threat. So what do you think? Was Bari Weiss exposed for pushing establishment propaganda, or was Joe Rogan too harsh? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And before you go, don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more independent coverage, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.